Metal Gear Solid 4. Only like 5 years or so after Metal Gear Solid 2, Solid Snake has become... He's gotten super old because he turns out as a clone...
He turned into a grandpa.
He turned into a grandpa who lost his beard and only has a mustache. He turned into Stan Lee, essentially.
Mustache.
It turns out the reason why he's aging so fast is because clones of Big Boss were designed to start aging really quickly and die very quickly after they started to outlive their usefulness as a soldier.
Yeah.
So once they hit like 40 or so, they age really fast and they die.
I made it happen.
all the Big Boss clones die around the age of 40 or age really fast, so enemies can't get hang of their secrets.
All the Big Boss clones. They mean Solidus, who went rogue. They mean Liquid, who you killed on top of a Metal Gear. Mm-hmm. Like, this is not like a scientifically feasible sample size.
Mm-hmm. It's a thing that you find out because Snake's genes are researched.
Fucked up again. Nope. There we go.
So after Metal Gear Solid 2, Ocelot was apparently permanently possessed by Liquid through his arm because he has ghost powers from his dad. Ghost powers! Solid Snake is much older, but there are tons of private military companies.
Yes.
Private military companies.
Would you say that war
has changed? All soldiers are ID tagged. Guns cannot be used unless you have the ID assigned to that gun and stuff via nanomachines in your body.
Are you having trouble talking about this with me here? Should I
with
go
all
away?
The popping? No, you shouldn't go away. I can't do it.
Really? You should try. You just gotta suck in a little bit to make like an air seal. So there's PMCs. The whole world is in constant war.
Private military companies. Everything's in constant war.
They're waging proxy wars. Like
proxy wars to just keep the war machine going to make money and fuel jobs.
No nation's army is really making any progress. They're just contracting out the business of war to these PMCs.
All the PMCs have larger armies than even the United States does now.
Right.
The U.S. will just contract a PMC to do their wars for them now. That's like what everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
There are several PMCs, and they're all run by a single PMC called Outer Heaven. Oh my God!
Oh my!
Outer Heaven is being run by Liquid Ocelot, who is Ocelot possessed by Liquid Snake through his arm.
I ran into a wall like a little bit, like where?
This is a wall.
What did we leave? That's not the one I ran into. But what did we leave off on?
Hold on. I drink more water.
You don't need water. Say citrus fruit. You're getting a great deal of water. In fact, fruit in general is full of water.
A lot of things are full of water.
But that does not answer the question which I asked, which is where did we leave off?
I need a towel because I got water on my hand.
That is why you do not need water.
I'm gonna piss again.
I caught the citrus. I caught it on camera. A clementine that is primarily H2O. Now they say that if you drink less than 2 pints of water in the desert,
I had an incredibly hard time figuring out where my belt started and ended.
Now, if one were eating a very water-filled fruit, like the citrus of which I am partaking, or say a much less watered food, say the flesh of a jackrabbit that one might find in the desert. So Metal Gear Solid 2 is ended.
Yeah.
Raiden has learned that he must make his own future.
Yes.
Solid Snake has become a mentor.
Yep.
And now he's become a very, very old person in the world of PMCs.
Yeah.
Which is when war has changed.
War has changed because...
And now we are in Metal Gear Solid 4, and what happens?
War is in an endless cycle where the PMCs essentially just trigger wars after wars for no reason. Nobody ever makes any progress, but it's because those wars are always causing... They're always being contracted, which means they're always getting paid, which means people always have to get money to develop weapons, which means if people have jobs, it's just a cycle where war happens so that people can make money and it gets funneled back into the wars and all that. Colonel Campbell has once again found out where
Where
Liquid
Snake.
Ocelot is, and he has hired Snake to essentially do one last mission, which is just to murder the fuck out of Liquid Ocelot. But when Snake goes to the Middle East to do that, Snake is still BFFs with Otacon. Because why not?
Yeah,
and they've adopted a little girl.
They're a married
Sunny,
couple, practically speaking.
Basically,
and they've
on an
adopted
airplane.
They've adopted a daughter.
They live in an airplane with their adopted daughter, who is Sunny.
Their airplane that never ever lands.
No, it is Sunny, who is the daughter being held by the Patriots, who is the daughter of Olga from MGS2. She was being forced to work for the Patriots because they stole her daughter, just like the philosophers stole the boss's child.
What have I done?
Oh no. Oh no.
The Patriots were using her daughter as a bargaining chip.
And because she was with the Patriots for a while, she ended up learning a lot of shit about computers, so she's like a child prodigy. She knows a shitload about the internet and the computers.
Okay.
Well, I think she was meant to be like another agent of the Patriots.
Okay.
They were training her to be another agent.
Here's a question. What happens to Olga?
Solidus kills her near the end of MGS2 when she is trying to keep Solidus from killing Raiden.
And I don't think we've mentioned this yet. Olga becomes the cyborg ninja of Metal Gear Solid.
Olga was the cyborg ninja of MGS2. She was wearing a suit that made her look like Gray Fox. So Snake goes to the Middle East to assassinate Liquid Ocelot. It doesn't work.
Fails.
He fails because Liquid Ocelot is experimenting with what links all the PMCs together. There's a system that keeps them in check, but also makes them more efficient in battle through nanomachines in their bodies called SOP, which is Sons of the Patriots.
Nanomachines are like machines, but they're very small. They live inside you. They flow through your bloodstream.
So small. They're even smaller than this.
Nanomachines everywhere.
Nano. Very little.
Nanomachines all in my body.
Very small.
And
it looks like I'm holding a very small pair of binoculars, but this is the size of a nanomachine.
They let me shoot my gun, but I can't shoot your gun because of the nanomachine.
While Snake is looking to assassinate Liquid Ocelot in the beginning, he also meets up with Rat Patrol, who's supposed to help him. Rat Patrol? Who is run by Meryl. Along with Ed, Jonathan, who are police nuts Easter eggs, and also Akiba, who is actually Johnny from Metal Gear Solid fucking 1.
Why is Johnny the Poop Man suddenly called Akiba?
Akiba is called that because Akiba is short for Akihabara, which is a district in Japan where you buy all the nerdy video games and stuff, I guess. That's it!
Okay. Why?
I guess also Akiba / Johnny is supposed to be like the tech guy of the Rat Patrol group. This guy has a keyboard, he disarms bombs. Snake and everybody else fails at killing Liquid Ocelot at the beginning because he is trying to break free of the Sons of Patriot system, which keeps all PMCs in check, which is a nanomachine system thing that is run by the Patriots.
Is it now?
It is. It's called Sons of the Patriots.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, where might one have heard of the phrase "Sons of the Patriots"?
It might have been from Metal Gear Solid 2, where Solidus Snake wanted to call his new group.
Yes.
That was breaking away from the Patriots, Sons of the Patriots, because it was gonna be Sons of the Patriots as in the Founding Fathers. Whoa! Let's rap about Metal Gear.
So that's basically Act 1 of Metal Gear Solid 5. He tries to kill Liquid Ocelot.
Yep.
He fails to kill Liquid Ocelot. That's basically also Act 2 of Metal Gear Solid 4.
So Liquid Ocelot is trying to escape from the system, essentially, which is going to be a system the Patriots will eventually enact over every person in the entire world, because it's a way to control everybody into getting into the whole one world government style thing. It's a lot easier to do that when everybody's controllable. In Act 2, you have to go find Naomi from MGS1 because she is the scientist helping Liquid Ocelot.
And she's clearly the most important non-player character in the entire game.
Probably, which is annoying because I hate her in MGS4.
Yeah. Okay, this is something I was saying earlier when we weren't recording. But I think the problem with the ladies in MGS4, aside from the Beauty and the Beast Corps being boring as all get out, is that the returning ladies who have been in other games, is that they're burdened with the most plot nonsense that is introduced in MGS4.
Naomi, and then
the stuff we've talked about Eva, some of which is not good. Just about everything that's not very interesting about Eva is given to her in MGS4.
Yeah.
And we're about to talk about the parts similarly that are not very interesting or cool about Naomi are given to her in MGS4.
So Naomi was essentially supposed to help Liquid Ocelot break free of the system, release everybody from their nanomachines and all this shit, and be free from their control. You rescue her, and while you're rescuing her, it turns out that also Vamp from MGS2 is still alive. He was the one who killed Otacon's sister Emma, who created some of the Patriot AIs in MGS2. I know, right? Ryan has a grudge against Vamp. Ryan appears near the end to fight Vamp, and now, in the years since MGS2, Ryan was the one who rescued Sonny from the Patriots. He was captured by the Patriots in Area 51 and experimented on and turned into a cyborg ninja.
He was indeed captured in Area fucking 51.
Ryan was captured in Area fucking 51 after he rescued Sonny. She cooks eggs too. She does fortune telling via eggs.
She cooks a lot of eggs.
Because there are chickens on the plane.
How were there eggs on this plane?
There were 3 chickens on the plane, one named Solid, one named Liquid, and one named Solidus for some reason. So she would take the eggs from them and crack them open, and whatever happened was a metaphor for what happened in the act of the game.
So she was raised by 2 bro-dads.
2 bro-dads, one who liked anime and one who was a legendary soldier.
Who are not explicitly mentioned to be like a romantic pair. There's a subtext to it. Miller and Big Boss are a degree of like they're quite a bit gayer than Otacon and Snake.
They get naked shower fights, so
they get in naked shower fights.
So you escape, you rescue Naomi, you bring Ryan back with you, but he's fucked up because he fought Vamp in a super homoerotic scene.
He fought so hard.
He's fought so hard. He has
stab.
He has sword feet.
Stabbing with the feet.
He can grab swords with his
breakdance
feet.
fighting Zoolander, but like good.
Then afterwards you have to go to quote unquote Europe to meet Dr. Madnar from the old Metal Gears to fix Ryan because he's so sick.
Now, Dr. Madnar, this is a deep cut callback. What is Dr. Madnar known for before Metal Gear Solid 4?
Dr. Madnar was working with Big Boss in Metal Gear 1 and 2. In Metal Gear 1 he was a hostage, and in Metal Gear 2 he was actually working with Big Boss to make Metal Gears.
Now this is something I appreciate because in Peace Walker, and presumably in the Phantom Pain, the way you win over your soldiers is by locking them up for a certain amount of time.
Until they agree with you, Until they get Stockholm Syndrome and like you.
So this sort of retcons the idea that Madnar, the captive, eventually becomes Madnar, the team member, because that's just how Big Boss rolls.
Yeah.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn
this
right
isn't
back
Metal Gear
around.
at all. Act 3 of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Act 3 of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Raiden needs treatment for his cyborg bod. Dr. Madnar lives in Europe. You also need to go to Europe because that's where Liquid Ocelot is right now. You go there because you need to meet with Big Mama, the leader of the resistance group that currently has the possession of Big Boss's body. Liquid Ocelot needs Big Boss's body because his genetic code is the password to the Sons of the Patriot system inside the Patriots AI stuff.
Which is what controls, like, all the guns. It controls...
all the guns, essentially.
Everything you want to control, it controls it.
All small arms stuff, not stuff like nukes, though.
Check out the hook, yo, my DNA revolves it. Yeah.
And they can't use the genetic code of Liquid or Solid because they're not perfect clones of Big Boss.
Plot twist. Plot twist.
So Solid Snake sneaks through and meets up with Big Mama, who is actually Eva Former member of the Patriots.
And she tells you a bunch of things that we already told you.
Yeah, the member of the Patriots are all the people from MGS3 who are alive, essentially. You have to protect Big Boss's, not really dead body. Big Boss is essentially in a 30...
He really should be dead.
But he's
be dead so many reasons.
He's a torso with a head and a brain.
Nobody should be more dead than this man.
His burnt body was retrieved by the Patriots in Zero, and they kept him, basically in a nanomachine-induced coma, but he had no limbs left. He was basically just this weird, shriveled-up skeleton thing.
So he's been a skeleton in a plastic bag.
He's been a, quote-unquote, biomort, which was a sweet term that Hideo Kojima liked to use in Police Nuts.
Sure, why not?
He's been like that since Metal Gear 2 when Solid Snake burnt him alive.
So in game that's 25 years?
Something like that. A long ass time.
In that neighborhood. Long time.
You have to essentially ride with Eva and defend that. Eva gets seriously injured in the exact same way that she does in Metal Gear Solid 3.
In a very similar scene that's honestly more interesting and more fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. You have to fight more of the beauties and stuff that don't matter fucking at all in the story.
You can tell they don't matter because we haven't mentioned them until now.
Yeah.
Also, there's a monkey. Mm-hmm. Fuck it.
The body you've been defending was actually a decoy thing. The actual body's going down the rivers aha, we got you. But Liquid Ocelot's too smart, and he found it already. Grabbed the body, got the code for the Patriot AI, and now he is free, and he can control the Sons of the Patriot system, and he does this stupid finger guns thing, and then everybody, all the American army people who are there to kill him, they suddenly can't shoot their guns, and then he can go bang and make helicopters fall out of the sky because that's dramatic. Everybody is defeated, Eva dies, Big Boss's body's thrown into a fire, half of Snake's face gets burnt, there's a monkey there. Another defeat. It turns out the only thing Liquid Ocelot needs to do now to be free of the whole system thing is to destroy the Patriot AI, which is in a satellite, but you can't do that because the Sons of the Patriot system doesn't control nukes. The only way he can get a nuke to launch is by going back to Shadow Moses, finding the Metal Gear Rex, stealing the railgun that can launch nukes. It was made before the system, so it's not under control of that, and then using it to launch a nuke. So Snake has to go to Shadow Moses to do all this stuff. The railgun's already stolen. He and Raiden kill the shit out of Vamp. Also, one thing we should mention is that Solid Snake still has the Fox Die virus in him.
He's still in there.
But it's gonna
kill him one day.
It's getting super old, and because it's decaying, the programming in it isn't exactly the same. So instead of the Fox Die virus, instead of it just killing the people it's programmed to, it's forgetting what the genetic codes it's looking for are. So when Solid Snake gets too old, the Fox Eye virus will just kill anybody it comes into contact with because it just has some kind of genetic code. And so Snake only really has 3 months to live before he needs to be quarantined so that his Fox Eye virus that's still inside him doesn't become an epidemic. That's something Naomi tells him. In Act 3, Naomi was there to help Ryan, then she goes back to Liquid Ocelot, so who knows what the fuck Naomi is doing. That's the whole thing with the game is you don't know what the fuck Naomi's doing at all. By the end of Act 4, it's too late. Liquid Ocelot already has the railgun, and you have to get in Metal Gear Rex to escape.
Ooh.
It's super fun, cool, and then Liquid Ocelot appears in his own Metal Gear Ray. You have a Metal Gear fight.
Ooh.
It seems like you've defeated Liquid Ocelot, but for some reason, Solid Snake, who's 80,000 years old, backflips out of the Metal Gear and dislocates his shoulder for some reason.
So they have a Metal Gear fight. Metal Gear on Metal Gear. And the point of Metal Gear Ray is to take out Metal Gear Rex and copies of it.
And Metal Gear Rex still defeats Metal Gear Ray. So you're technically
at a mental disadvantage, but you still come out on top. You still come out on top
because Otacon tells you he programs sweet melee fighting applications for Rex that weren't actually put into it, and he's like, I unlocked the code, and so now Metal Gear Rex can do kicks and suplexes and shit. Now it's even better than Metal Gear Ray, even though it's 1,000,000 years old.
And it's the best.
So Snake tries to kill Liquid Ocelot, doesn't work.
For the 5th time in the goddamn game.
In the damn game. Ryan's with you at that point, fucking shit up. Rocks fall on top of him. What a dummy. Liquid Ocelot has a new arsenal gear that the Patriots made.
What?
Yeah, he calls it Outer Haven, He tries to run Snake over with
That's a very similar word to heaven.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Liquid Ocelot tries to very dramatically run over Solid Snake with a gigantic submarine, but Ryan jumps in front of it and stops it, and everybody bitches that Ryan threw a Metal Gear in Revengeance, even though in fucking 4, their precious, most canonical game ever, he stopped a whole fucking submarine with a single arm. He had one fucking arm and he stopped a submarine. Shut the fuck up about Revengeance. Fucking Christ, he can throw a red Metal Gear Wraith. He can stop a submarine 18 times the size.
Look, it fits.
It does fit.
I mean,
oh my god, Solid Snake down there looks so weird.
Oh, we haven't been moving him.
No, he's just down there. He's off screen. Oh well. I'll just hold him and kiss him.
So what is Act 5?
Act 5 is every single gun in every single military no longer works. Only thing that works is nukes now.
Because Ocelot said so.
Because Ocelot essentially said so because he has control over the system.
Sure.
The only ship that actually works now is the USS Missouri, which is no longer a museum but uses a virtual training vessel commanded by Mei Ling.
Because this is a prequel to the Battleship film.
Where they drift battleships, which fucking rules. I don't care what you say about the rest of that movie. They drift a fucking battleship with an anchor, and it's awesome. Essentially, Solid Snake and Rat Patrol, and it's their job to board the Outer Haven, the new Arsenal Gear submarine thing, to stop them from launching the nuke and killing Liquid Ocelot. If the Patriot AI is destroyed and the Patriot's control is destroyed, like, they control absolutely everything in the world, including, like, food and, like, energy and stuff. So if they're completely gone, it's a huge power vacuum that would throw everything in total anarchy. Yeah. So you still have to keep the Patriots around, or else the world gets really fucked. There is a virus. A virus that Otacon and Sunny and also Naomi worked on that's going to be injected into the GWAI from
Inject
2.
the virus. Cybercrime. Inject the virus. Smooch the snake. Yeah, smooch it. Stroke your snake. Stroke your snake. Inject the virus. Stroke your snake. Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm calling an adult.
Did you know that we are both? We're adults.
I'm calling another adult. I'm calling another adult.
Where are you going to find it?
911.
I don't want to break your chair.
I named an adult. There's like different hands. There's like a cigarette.
I tore his foot off.
Oh no, his foot.
Oh no.
It's okay. His foot goes back on.
I hope so.
You're hearing all this, Dad? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna hang up now. Bye.
There he goes. That's right back in place. So, Metal Gear Solid 5, you got the band back together.
Yep.
All the recurring characters who are still alive at this point.
Yep.
Are going to assault Ocelot because they think he's doing evil and trying to like control the world himself.
Yeah. They have a dumbass thing. They have human catapults, so they just launch each other like 3,000 feet onto the giant submarine that is much larger than the USS Missouri, and they don't have parachutes. So I don't know why they did that, but they did.
Yeah.
They get onto Outer Haven. Snake has to go through a microwave tunnel and get turned into a hamburger so that he can go inject a virus with Otacon's adorable little robot.
Like, okay. I'm told that people don't really dig the microwave.
I like
hallway.
the microwave tunnel.
The microwave hallway tunnel because you're basically just holding forward during the whole thing.
I like the microwave tunnel.
But as a dramatic point, it's
really good.
As a story beat,
even if you don't like a lot of what's been happening, that specific story beat is really good.
Not only the entire game, but the entire life of Solid Snake. I love the microwave tunnel.
Yeah, it's really good. So Akiba and Johnny
are the same person.
The same person. Johnny and Meryl, while they're like defending the hallway that Snake goes into the microwave hallway tube thing, they have a whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith moment for like 10 minutes.
That movie's not good. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I figured it wasn't good. But they fall in love while they're shooting people in the fucking face.
That's how it works sometimes, you know? I don't know if you've been there in your life, but when you're shooting people in the fucking face, It's a chance to fall in love.
I guess so, yeah.
So anyway, he goes through the microwave tunnel.
He goes to the microwave tunnel and he throws up everywhere.
This foot won't stay.
You have to push in fairly hard to get it on the ball joint. You'll feel a click. There it is. And Otacon's finally able to inject the virus, but oh no, Naomi's altered the code, and it's supposedly deleting all the Patriot AIs, which is not what we wanted.
Here's a question. How did Naomi do this, since after this, before this point of the game,
in Act 4, Naomi committed suicide because she had cancer.
Herself.
She wanted to be super dramatic, so she injected herself to stop her nanomachines so that her cancer would take over, and for some reason her cancer was so close to killing her before the nanomachines were put in her, it killed her in like 5 minutes. Oh my god, his head! His head fell off! I don't think that gun's gonna go on that head.
Can I put the gun on that his head?
Oh my god, it might actually fit a little, maybe.
I want to make his head a gun. So she killed herself.
She made a video beforehand.
But she's still making troubles for you.
Yeah. Damn it, Naomi. There was a part earlier in the game where Naomi got fucked by Naomi in a helicopter inside a plane. It was like the Mile High Club, but squared. I said this once before in the Let's Play. Naomi got fucked by... Otacon got fucked by Naomi. That was the relationship in a helicopter in a plane. In the sky.
That happened to me once. Say really?
Really?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Now edit out that bit in the middle where I tell you how to set up the joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, his body came off.
Everything's falling apart.
Oh my god, I didn't know his body could come off.
This is just like Metal Gear Solid 4 where everything starts falling apart. He's on his gun. It's a metaphor.
Let me see that thing.
Okay. So Snake has gone through the corridor and he's inserted the computer virus to crash all the AIs.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to kill only GW, which was the gateway for Ocelot.
But now it's all the AIs.
All the AIs. So the AIs that the Patriots have there's JD, which is like the thing that wraps around all of them. There's 4 other ones which are all named after the 4 presidents in the Washington monument, the Mount Rushmore, whatever.
The initials of the Mount Rushmore
The initials of the Mount Rushmore presidents. And GW was one in MGS2 you dealt with that you eventually like destroy kind of. The AIs you're dealing with, you only want to destroy GW because it's the one Liquid Ocelot had like a gateway into the whole system to control it. But Naomi changed the virus so that it destroys everything, including JD, the wrapper of like all the AIs. So everything's gone. Total anarchy.
Is he a rapper like Nas or a rapper like Snow? Is he like... What sort of rapper are we talking about?
More like a Kanye.
More like so a damn good rapper.
Yeah.
What is the ending of Metal Gear Solid the fourth?
Liquid Ocelot was very happy that it seemed that total anarchy had been achieved, but he wanted a single last fight with his quote-unquote brother, Solid Snake. So they have a fight on top of the giant submarine and beat the shit out of each other. The fight goes through...
The whole game is a conclusion to the whole series up to that point.
Yeah, so it ends with the final boss fight of 1 again. A melee fight.
It ends with the final boss fight of 1 that still continues through every other game.
It continues through every other game.
And its mechanics and its HUD, and I really enjoy that fight.
It's a really good fight. So essentially, Solid Snake kills Liquid Ocelot. Liquid Ocelot's like, oh... I was Liquid's doppelganger. You're pretty good, does the motion from MGS3, because the entire time Liquid Ocelot was actually just Ocelot.
Yeah, he was faking.
He was faking. He was using the Liquid thing, the Liquid possession, as a cover to leave the Patriots.
He faked a ghost, and they believed him.
Well, the thing is, in Metal Gear Solid...
He faked so hard, they thought there were ghosts.
In Metal Gear Solid 2, it literally is a ghost possessing him. And then in 4, he has a cyborg arm. He gets rid of the Liquid arm, but goes, wait, this Liquid possession thing's a great cover story for some reason. And so he just keeps pretending to do that. In the end of MGS4... Meryl gets married to Johnny.
Oh yeah. Raiden gets reunited with his son.
Raiden gets reunited with his son and his wife Rose. The actual Patriot system, only GW was the AIs were destroyed, but everything that's essential for keeping the world running okay without going to total anarchy is still there because Sunny modified the virus even more after she looked at it and went...
Sunny's so good.
Sunny saves the fucking day. in this game. If Sunny wasn't there, everything would be fucked up.
And everyone would have better breakfast, frankly. Like, that's one thing she's not that good at.
Yeah, she's good at the virus stuff, though.
Not so much breakfast.
Not eggs, though.
Nah.
Solid Snake decides that he before his fox dye stuff becomes an epidemic and kills everybody, he's going to kill himself. So he kills he goes to kill himself in front of Gray Fox's grave, which is conveniently right next to the boss's grave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought he went to the boss's grave.
Yeah, it's right next to her grave, is Gray Fox's grave. And Solid Snake's going to commit suicide. It appears he does, but surprise, another person appears at the graveyard, and oh my god, it's Big Boss.
It's Big Boss.
It's Big Boss because the corpse that was burnt in the Volta in Act 3 of the game wasn't actually Big Boss.
It was Solidus Snake, the perfect clone.
He gets fucking chumped over and over again. Everybody shits on Solidus. George Sears,
President of the United States.
He gets shat on so many times. So the whole plan of Metal Gear Solid 4 was that Eve and Ocelot working together, they wanted to destroy the Patriots. They wanted to release Big Boss from the Patriots' control, his weird coma biomort control thing. And their plan to do this was essentially what happened in 4. They enlisted Naomi Hunter to help them do this. And part of Liquid's plan was to use his cover as being possessed by Liquid, even though he wasn't. So he used hypnotherapy to make himself believe he was Liquid Ocelot and do all this crazy shit. The virus that Snake had inside him, the fox dye, he actually had a brand new fox dye in him that was injected early in the game so that he could use guns again. A new fox dye that was designed by the Patriots to essentially kill the people that were trying to get rid of the Patriots, which was Eva and Ocelot.
Ew.
And so Eva actually died from fox dye, and she knew she was.
Not even the cancer?
No, Eva.
Oh.
Not Naomi.
So we've talked about all the pertinent endings of Metal Gear Solid 4. We've talked about Otacon downloading all the animes and becoming Emperor of Japan.
Yep.
We've talked about AI Campbell and Real Campbell joining a bowling league together.
Yep.
And so what happens after Metal Gear Solid 4?
Well, one last thing with Metal Gear Solid 4 is that Big Boss dies a fucking again, but for real this time. Because the fox dye virus was programmed to kill him again also.
And he's like 102
He's like
or
a
whatever.
million years old. He also kills Major Zero. Major Zero is like a weird vegetable in the wheelchair, but he talks for 18,000 hours about how you can't, if anything goes back to 1, it'll still become 1,000, so you have to return it to 0 and kill 0. So then he kills 0, even though he poses no threat because he's just a man in a wheelchair. But he is the dude who started the Patriots, and
So that's the end of the Metal Gear Solid
Now let's
series.
talk about the best Metal Gear game ever! The best one! Metal Gear Rising Revenge. It's not even a Solid, it's a Rising. So,
and a Revengeance.
And a Revengeance. Several years after Metal Gear Solid 4, Ryan tries to be a normal man, but everybody thinks he's weird.
But it sucks. He can't be normal.
It sucks. He can't eat normal food.
Look at all these robot parts. He can't be normal.
He has to drink jelly.
He drink baby food like RoboCop.
Yeah, and everybody thinks he's weird, so he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna be the thing I was before, which is a crazy ninja robot.
And so he does it, and he's really good at it.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
He starts his own ninja robot company with a Russian man.
Yeah, Boris. But he gets fucked up by a man who's handsomer than him. And
which is hard to do. Look at him.
His name's Jetstream Sam, and he fucks him up. And he's like, well, shit, I gotta get revenge for this and also stop their bad guy stuff. The bad guy stuff being they're raising. They're using VR.
They're revengeancing.
There's a man, a senator in the U.S. named Senator Armstrong.
Who sucks.
He sucks. He's bad. I hate him.
I wouldn't vote for that guy.
No, I wouldn't either.
He's probably not from my state. I won't have the chance to vote for that guy.
And he's essentially having children stolen off the streets, and they're pulling their brains out of their bodies.
And good, fine children who enjoy the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and Vanilla Ice. They steal children's brains, throw them into VR training machines, throw them into cyborg bodies,
soldiers.
Turn them into
like
child soldiers.
Like Raiden was a child soldier.
Just like they use the exact same training program that Solidus Snake used, except it's virtual now.
He was a child. He was a child soldier in Liberia.
Yeah,
which is like libertarian.
And they called him Jack the Ripper back then.
Many of its letters are similar.
So Ryan has to get revenge for getting all fucked up at the beginning of Revengeance. He has to get revengeance for being fucked up. And
so he slices his way through a bunch of other cyborg soldiers that are similar to him.
Yep.
He slices his way all the way to the top, to that Senator Armstrong.
Senator Armstrong, who it turns out is a senator who had nanomachines injected in his body multiple times more nanomachines than Vamp had.
He's got the most machines.
He has the most machines.
He's got so many nanomachines in his body, they're practically a macro
Armstrong's
machine.
plan is to assassinate the president of the United States so he can become the new president.
Yeah,
because
hell yeah.
he wants to he's basically just a libertarian. He wants to enact his libertarian style ideas on everything, and Ryan's like, fuck that! And so then you have the best boss fight in the entire history of video games, and you fucking tear his giant ass nanomachine heart out, and you crush it, and he still lives for another minute, and then he dies.
And your dog helps.
And you have a robot buddy dog. Robot buddy dog. He's shaped like a dog.
And that is the chronological end of Metal Gear Solid. The whole Metal Gear
Ryan still has
franchise.
shit to do.
Regardless of the subtitle, that is the end of all of the Metal Gears.
Ryan has shit to sort out with PMCs, but that's left for a sequel. Who knows what's gonna fucking happen anymore? And I'm upset about this.
Because all that matters is Metal Gear Solid 5 that happens 30 years before that.
Metal Gear Solid 4 happens. Who's Ishmael? I don't fucking know. It's gonna be something about Moby Dick, I bet.
I'm out.
Bye.
I'm done. I'm done. Good night, folks.
Time is running short.